What's up, guys? This is ThyCompany here. Hope your day's going good and your month of April is going even better. Yeah, guys, today is April the 21st, 2024. Hope your day's been amazing and all that. So, yeah, today is going to be kind of more of a chill, hangout, kind of relaxed day here. Maybe do some Roblox games. We'll see how it goes. I don't think we're going to be doing too much development, but I just wanted to kind of, relax more today, right? It's, Sunday evening. Tomorrow is the start of the work week, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. So yeah, let's have a more of a relaxing, laid back live stream, right? So first of all, a few things. Let's see, where are we currently stand in terms of like our performance? So we did gain some subscribers, so that's one of the good things that I wanted to bring to attention. So yeah, what are we at right now? We are also uploading the part three of the toilet tower defense uh, video here. It's about halfway finished here. So yeah, a couple of things here. So first thing I want to give, I guess, a shout out to a few people here. Feralbox out of nowhere started texting me on Roblox. And I don't know if do any of y'all remember who Feralbox is? He's part of the group of guys from New Zealand. Out of nowhere, and I haven't talked to him on Roblox since August 8th of 2021. So he texts me, "Bro, do not air me." I'm like, "Who is airing you? Like, what are you referring to?" Yeah, I'm gonna say, "What are you talking about?" I don't know what he's talking about. So I'm curious what's on Discord now. Because I know Chop has been trolling on Discord, and I gave him a warning. Let's see what's going on here. So I got one notification on general chat. Choppa, I'm gonna Chop. You want me to get you Choppa want to get in trouble. That's what he wants to do. Choppa wants to get in trouble. And I'm gonna time out with Choppa. Enter reason this will only be visible in the audit log and will not be shown to the member. Let's say continue spamming. Spamming. I'm just spamming. Forgot to spell continuous for a second here. Time him out for a day. I can untime him out. I think he can text me. I mean, yeah, he can text me on my thing there. I'm gonna leave this message up as like a reminder or something. Um, so yeah, what else? So yeah, Chup has been trolling. I don't know what's with Feralbox out of nowhere saying I've been airing him. I haven't talked about Feralbox in like years. So do we even have Feralbox? What is Feralbox's name? Make sure I spelled freaking Feral correctly. Hello, Feralbox. How's it going? What's with your message about so if your message on Roblox that you sent to me. All right. Yeah, it's been a while since we talked to him, since June of 2023. So yeah, we'll see if Feralbox answers. All right, Rooster's playing Trackmania. Sursup is online. Subspace Trip Mines has a fever. Ooh, Subspace Trip Mine's sick. So hopefully Subspace Trip Mine gets better. Quack is playing Roblox. All right, cool. Let me let everybody know that we're live. We see here. I'm gonna post a link here in Discord. All right. And be like, hey guys, we're live. Yeah, that's different. I was like, that thumbnail's different, right? Should be different. Say, hey everyone. Or hey guys, we are live. Feel free to join in. All right, cool. So now people are going to be slowly joining into the live stream. I don't know how long the live stream is going to be though. Um, it might not be 2 hours. I'm thinking it's going to be like an hour. Yeah, today's live stream is going to be shorter than usual, from what I feel. But yeah, so oh, did I get a message? No, I was tripping there. All right, so yeah, let's play some games. Alex is online too. Say hello, Alex. All right, Shiro's online. I don't know what Shiro's been doing. Let's see, Rooster. Oh yeah, Rooster's doing his Trackmania thing. I was like, why is Rooster playing Trackmania all the time? So those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, so according to Rooster, Rooster wants to help kind of organize or set up a almost like a game with Trackmania, but you can actually make some money apparently, according to what he says here. Why do I got a bug flying in the room? That's weird. Like a moth. If I see it, I might have to go after it. Oh, no worries. So yeah, so hopefully no chopper coming in today talking about freaking fire company. What's if you're a fatso or you this and that. But I did want to give you oh yeah, the daily weight check-in thing. Yeah, so we had a horrible night of sleeping last night. And I wasn't eating anything, so if y'all gonna be like, fire company, he's been eating. Um, that's not the case. When you get really bad sleep, your body's what do you call it, metabolism is really messed up. And last night was very bad sleep. So today, I'm gonna say today's weight. All right, I'm gonna just say today's weight 233. I don't know what the precise weight is. I gotta have to start bugging him about this freaking Bugs Bunny thing he wants to keep doing all the time. Bugs Bunny, the freaking fat Spider-Man. Like it's a bunch of memes that like no one cares about. All right, Rooster. I wonder. Well, Rooster's playing Trackmania, so I doubt he'll answer. Alex went offline. Sir Sup is online. What's Quack doing? Let's type. Let's see. Say hello, Quack. What you up to? Hey, what you up to? All right, so we're gonna wait on Quack. Otherwise, I'm gonna start playing some games. Let's see. What's a good game to play? I know everybody's been wanting me to play freaking toilet defense. Choose. Um, I want to play something new. What's a game we haven't played in a while? I don't think I'm going to play the Toy Soldiers game. Um, Newspaper game. I don't feel like we want to play that. Trident is Trident even a game now? It might be a dead game because we had a lot of people now. No one's playing. No service found. Means not a soul is playing it. But we were playing it at one point with Choppa, and it was very popular. Could do Backrooms. I don't know what y'all think about Backrooms. Is that still popular, or is that a dead game? Strategema, Retail Tycoon, Imposter is basically Among Us. Cube Tower Defense. I feel like I want to avoid Cube Tower Defense. I might do Islands though. Yeah, let's go into Islands. Are people still playing that? there are people playing it. Okay, cool. I haven't played Islands in forever. I don't even remember what we ended up doing with the map and all that. I might start changing the base. So yeah, this game is that I'm going to play. It's called Islands. It's by easy.gg. So yeah, I haven't played Islands in forever, so I don't even remember everything. Because from what I recall, I remember we were building like we were trying to build a house, and then something occurred. I don't remember. I think did we ever finish building the house? I feel like we made probably did not. We'll see. So Islands is kind of like Minecraft, of the high pixel Islands game. Um, what do you call it? Spawn Point Islands? I don't seem to remember the name off the top of my head right now. All right, the baker has new deals every day. All right, cool. So, oh my God, we got a freaking October of 2023 update. Wow. All right, it's nighttime. I got a bunch of crops. What is this level required? Oh, there's a leveling system now. Okay, yeah. We haven't played this game in years, so that's why I'm like very rusty in this. Okay, so let's take a look at a few things. Discord information. No one's texting me on Discord. Okay, but live stream. Nobody's on live stream. Okay, level 24 farming level up. Okay, so my farming went up. Getting XP off of something. Oh, it's winter. Oh, I got forging XP. It was Davy. I got 82 new letters. All right, so yeah, it's been years since I last played this. What is this firefly thing here? What is this? All right, I'll leave it there. It looks kind of cool. There's two of them. Um, is it party? Is there inventory? Is it profile? Pets, mounts, achievements, profiles. I got, ooh, how many coins I got? I got 176,000. I got big inventory. Andesite. Forging level up. Okay. Um, how do I see like my levels? Like, all right. Well, see, these are building blocks: stone totems, onion totems, bunch of wood blocks. All right. So we have like the Minecraft blocks now. And besides, carrot cake. That's cool. What do we? How in the world did we get carrot cake? So water jug, iron pickaxe, catfish. Must have went fishing at one point. Your friend Feralbox has joined the game. Feralbox has joined me. Cool, Feralbox. Feralbox is here. How do I? Okay, so Farrell's in the game. All right, is Farrell going to be texting me? No. I have a viewer. Cool. All right. I have somebody watching here. Cool. It's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if that is Farrell. Forgot about my water. It's actually pleasantly cool today, so I'm not drinking water all the time like I was the last few days. It's, what's our current temperature? So 50 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? Since most of y'all probably outside the US use Celsius. 50, I'm sorry, 50 F2C. That's like the easy one. So 10 degrees, yeah. Feral box. Oh my God, is that ThyCompany Gaming? No way. Yes, it is. Yes, it is ThyCompany Gaming. All right, invited Feral to the map. It's been years since I played freaking Islands. Farrell, is that you? Or is that? Oh, that's Davy. Yeah, there's that thigh little sign there. Um, so yeah, let's take a look at what we have here and figure out what on earth were we doing before. This is a red berry bush harvest thing. That's a flower bush. I think that's a decorative bush. So yeah, this is the house that we were working on at one point. Um, why in the world did I build it this way? I don't know. I feel like I should take down some of these walls. That's a decorative rug. This room looks fine here. I feel like what we're probably going to end up doing is we might just like make this into like a storage house instead of making it into like why in the world did I make this a two? I made this in plan of something. I have a drill crafting recipe. All right. I don't know if Farrell's watching my stream or not. No one comments there. Anything on Discord? Alex is on Discord. I want to try to call up Alex. I wonder if he'll answer. I thought Farrell was in my thing. I mean, in the server here. All right. Can I save glass or is this gonna break? Right. Oh no, I save it. Okay. I'll make this a like a one story with plus attic house. I think that's fine. And if needed, I can always upgrade it. I change out my inventory. There you go. Okay, and what's the hotkey for inventory? Oh, E. Okay. Yeah, use the hotkey for that. And I might come up with a like a design or something here. So yeah, Farrell has it's been years since I've talked to Farrell. I have a radish totem, merchant offer. Why do I need radishes? Why is that? Yeah, so we have a bunch of bricks, so I don't suspect that we're going to have a deficit anytime soon. Yeah, so it's basically like Minecraft, from what I can tell here. Right? Roblox version of Minecraft. Farrellbox joined you. Uh, a friend joined Islands. All right. Try to invite him again. Hello, Farrell. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, like that, right? I invited Farrell. Your friend Farrellbox has joined Experience. Where is Farrell? Or is he loading in? I don't even know where Farrell is. It's like, I think it's winter and that's why everything's white. It's like an apple tree there. Yeah, it's been years since I've played this game. So, yeah, what on earth was I doing with this color stuff? My friend joined Islands. Hello, Alex. How's it going?
What's good, baby kings?
What what you doing?
None?
Feral has joined my island. Do you remember Feral Box?
No?
You know,
What the fuck is that?
remember the guys from New Zealand?
I don't know, some dude named what is his name? Fairbox?
Feral Box says this needs to stop. What needs to stop? This. I'm on Discord. Uh, hey Alex, let me call Feral Box right quick. He says something needs to stop. Let me see what this is about.
Add me to the group chat, so I want to hear drama shit.
Yeah, let me add Feral Box, see what's going on. I have no clue what's going on, and I haven't talked to Feral Box in years. I texted Feral and he wasn't answering. Alright, if is he talking about Discord? Alright, let's see, is this working? I had Feral Box and he's not answering my call.
He's probably trying to press you or something.
I thought what does he want? This needs to stop. It says not new account. Oh? Check your friend request. He has a new account. Alright, let me check my friend request. Pending? I don't have any friend requests for Feral. He's got a new account or something? I have outgoing friend requests, but I don't have any pending friend requests or incoming. There's a bunch of deleted accounts. What's wrong with all these deleted accounts? A bunch of deleted users. What in the world? Alright, hey Alex, are we friends on Discord?
I don't know, are we?
According to this, it says we're not. Oh, I'm sorry. Fantastic Views. Is that your account?
On Roblox?
On Discord.
Yeah, we're friends. Why?
I got some kind of account here that's called um at Lex, but then it says Fantastic Views, and it has a profile picture of a bear, but it looks different than your current profile picture. And it says
Bro, that's mine.
well, it says outgoing friend request, meaning that I sent you a friend request and you haven't accepted it. Whatever that's
Let me
supposed to
look at.
mean.
Are you streaming?
Yes, I am streaming. I can try to show you right quick. Let me see if I can do. Hold up, I can get out of the game. That's right.
Hold on, my Discord's messed up. Hold on.
It's probably an old account. All right, let me check what he's saying here. What is 18? Some person called 18 says hi. User by the name of 18 2023 on Roblox sends me a message saying hi.
Are you gonna show?
Uh, yeah, let me see how to show you here. Alright, I shrunk the game down. Let me see how do I get on Discord. Do you see my Discord? Actually, let me just hide the game for a second. And, yeah, it's user called Fantastic Views. Discord member since August 24th, 2021. And that's it. It's just got like a photo of a teddy bear or something with a what was that? Baseball cap, L.A., Los Angeles Angels or something.
Bro,
I don't know what that is. It's probably some old account. I doubt it's anything. I'm trying to figure out what Farrell's doing here.
I want to see if he trying to screen share so I can see what you're talking
Who are
about.
these people I'm getting text messages from? I have two new people says, oh, this must be people from the server. All right, Farrell, what's going on with your this request of yours? If he was, I wish Farrell would get on YouTube or something. This doesn't make sense. Farrell's got a new account. Okay, where's this new account of yours, Farrell? Maybe he's got a new one, Charles or something. No, I don't have anything. Let's try it this way. You're friends with that user already. Okay, so does Feral Box have a new friend? I mean, a new account? I'm not seeing Feral. Um, so whatever, I don't know what he's on about. This needs to stop. Whatever that message is about. Did he text me on Roblox? It says Discord. Okay, I'm on Discord. What is he talking about? This needs to stop. What kind of mystery land is this? Alright, so the toilet tower defense thing, I can upload part 3, see how that goes. They have copyrighted music in the game, that's why it's not, everything's freaking weird here. Um,
You're playing your favorite game.
I think it's my favorite game now. Uh, I requested you on a similar name. Are you still on your old account? Yes.
I
Company.
thought you're playing your favorite.
I was playing freaking Toilet Tower Defense. I played a little bit earlier because I figured, let me see one more time if it'll get any views. And plus, I got a bunch of upgrades.
What
What you say?
what happened?
Oh, with Toilet Tower Defense, nothing much. I mean, I got 259 views in part 1, 35 on part 2, and I just uploaded part 3, so we'll see if that gets any views. Otherwise, this may be just like the uh, last like gameplay video for that game. But we'll see. Alright, so alright. Did he send me I'm not seeing his request. I still do not see it. Try.
What game is he playing right now?
I'm playing a game. You know Islands on Roblox?
Don't I don't know
Islands
what that
by
means. Matter of fact.
the developer's name is easy.gg. There's a rabbit in my game all of a sudden. All right, he says done. So let me. All right, Feral Boxes has a new account. All right, now I can add Feral to our call. Let me add Feral here. All right, Feral's new account.
Oh, you talking about this game?
Yeah, Islands. Hello,
Yo, I
Feral.
haven't played that shit for a while.
Hello, welcome, Feral.
Yo,
Hey, what's going on?
what's good, baby girl? Been a minute.
Second person today who's trying to call me baby girl. Second person in this Discord call. Oh man. So what's going on, Feral? Haven't talked to you in forever.
I haven't talked to you in like 2 years, bro.
It's been 2 years? Wow.
Maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Oh god, the last time we talked was back when I was doing probably the drawing videos. Has it been that long?
Oh yeah, you're on YouTube. I forget about that.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm live actually right now.
Yo,
Yeah, type in
nah,
Thigh
bro.
Company. I should be the
I'm about
first.
to get to you. I'm about to get you banned, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
What? You say you trying to get me banned?
Is my audio included?
Your audio's muted. What do you mean?
Is my audio included?
What do you mean your audio? Oh, your voice?
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
included in the stream?
Right now it is, right? Do you want me to take you off stream or what?
Oh, okay.
I can
No,
take.
no, it's fine.
All right. So
I'm just gonna watch
what
it
were
back.
you wanting to talk about? You started texting me out of nowhere, like you said this needs to stop, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, bro, I've been trying to add you on Discord and it didn't seem to go through, but obviously you're on this account. I was trying to add a different one.
Oh, you know what happened? So Discord, like, here's what happened. You remember when everybody had the hashtag number system? Like mine was like Thigh Company hashtag 1515, and then
Yeah.
Discord changed their like username system, and
Yeah.
so basically what ended up happening was mine got switched to like I didn't change my name for a while, and then somebody took Thigh Company, and so mine is just Thigh Company dot or period after Thigh Company. Um, for now, I don't know. I might try to change it. I don't know
Right.
if I should try to
Yeah,
change it
because
or
I've been trying to add ThyCompany.
ah, I see.
That explains that.
Yeah, I don't know. Can I even change my username? I doubt it.
But yeah, so when that happened, I switched my old account over to Feral Box, and
Yeah.
then I got blocked out of my account via 2FA because I don't have my codes for 2FA anymore. So
What's
I don't have
2FA?
access to that account. Two-factor authentication.
Oh,
Yeah.
'cause I don't know anybody who calls it that. But all right. So tell me, what's been going on the last few years in your world?
Left school, got a job, got some bitches. Pretty much it. You know how it goes.
Right? Is-
Nothing
so
much.
you're working now? Where are you working?
I work down at the marina. I'm a deckhand,
Oh, that's cool.
so
You s-
I crew boats.
all right? You still live in New Zealand?
I do.
All
Same
right,
house.
got you. What's been going on in my area? Since I don't know how long it's been, how many years it's been. Um, would you give a guess as to what year it was the last time we talked?
I would assume it's been like 2 years.
All right, so I'm assuming you remember me telling you about uh COVID and all that, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, vaguely.
all right, so yeah, I guess basically within recent news, let's see, my uncle passed away in 2021 from complications from COVID in Russia. I don't know if you remember that story or not.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
All right. So, other than that, let's see what else has been going on. Well, I did work at a grocery store for a few years, or yeah, 2 years as like a manager, like a front end manager. You remember that? Okay. I left the grocery store. Then I tried working in solar panel sales. So, but that turned out into a really bad job. That basically was like they're wanting to pay you to go door to door, knock on doors, and try to encourage people to get solar panels. But my job was like to just set up an appointment with an actual guy who would come in and then do the selling. Um, and that never worked out. I did make some
So
money.
you
Well,
would book the door-to-door salesman?
yeah, that's
That's
that's kind of.
bizarre.
I know it is
Why
very
didn't he just
bizarre.
go out on his own?
No, that's the system that they came up. It was a company. It was based in South Carolina, but they had offices in like 3 or 4 states. Charlotte was considered
Yeah.
its own district in North Carolina. So to give you a little bit of geography, I don't know if you know where Charlotte is exactly, but basically right between the border of North and South Carolina, kind of right in the middle of the of like the middle of that line or the state line. Um, so let's see here. I'm going to switch over to doing more gameplay here. Love says, "Bro, you copy." Something about TikTok. I don't know what that's about. Don't know who Love is. But yeah. So basically, let's see what's been going on. So yeah, the door-to-door salesman was a weird job. Basically, it was right around 2022. So this would probably have been like from March through May, like 2 or 3 months. Oh, somebody left Discord. Oh, that's Alex. Yeah, my job was to literally walk door to door, talk about, hey, did you know the power company is going to be raising rates? You know, would you be interested in just hearing a free, what did I call I don't know what I call it, like a meeting with with a power expert, and or that would be like one of my like talks, or the other one would be like, hey, we're doing renovations to the utilities in the area. And which I don't even know why on earth we were saying that. Basically, our goal or my goal as within that position was to get the person to say basically like yes, let's go ahead and do like an appointment. I get their and then set up an appointment. Basically, I get their name, see whether or not they'll be by themselves or somebody else will be there. So it's like husband and wife deal or whoever. And I think I just needed to get their like phone number and address and basically set up a date and time. Um, but that was a weird, very strange job. I think I was being paid like $12 or $14 an hour. Um, and and
What
the
was it
weird
divided by like?
no, it wasn't like biweekly. It wasn't like a monthly salary. Well, actually, probably it was actually weekly pay. I remember that being one of the benefits. So like because in the U.S. most people get paid biweekly. So that was a weekly
That's so
pay.
dumb. I used to go pay like that. That's bi-weekly pay is just so dumb.
Well, that's the standard here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And but I think in Russia it's like monthly. But basically, what was it? It was like I didn't get anybody walking, so I ended up like maybe getting like one or two neighbors if I was lucky. And then I would just contact all my like everybody I knew, and I got some contacts that way. I never I never had any like brand new leads of any sort. And so basically they were like, hey, they started getting on me that I wasn't getting anybody. And then like right before they were going to cut me from the company, I started putting in a bunch of people, and then they held on to me for a little bit longer, and then they started like yelling at me again that I wasn't getting any clients, and then I just like quit. And my friend said, "Good job that you quit," because right after I quit, they stopped paying everybody. So basically, they're like,
That doesn't sound legal.
well, what they decided to do was they switched everybody from being like a paid position or an hour, what they call an hourly pay position.
Was it pay by the sale?
Well, that's what they decided to do is do a commission,
Hmm.
and that system was not really favorable. My friend was getting paid more because he was actually somewhat successful, and I think he did end up getting like because the way they had it was that you were paid, I think it was 12 or 14 an hour. If you got like three appointments set, you would get like a bonus of like 150 or $300 for that week. If one of your appointments actually gets an actual contract deal or something was sold, or someone signs the contract that, oh, we're going to get solar panels installed, I would get a $500 bonus for each thing, but that never happened to me. But my friend did get manage to get it once. Um,
Wait, so they never actually paid you for successful? Did you ever get a successful like sale?
no, I never did. I did get appointments, but I never got a successful sale.
Right.
So, but they paid me like they gave me a bonus if I got appointments. But then eventually, what happened shortly after I quit, because they were about to quit, and they were like yelling at me and very aggressive and almost harassing right before I quit. I think what ended up happening was I quit, and then my friend ended up quitting because they stopped paying an hourly pay and never gave any bonuses, and they just bumped the commission up if you got a sale. Like I think it was like maybe you would get $1,000 if you're a guy who actually closes the contract or basically closes the deal and has the client sign an actual contract. Then you, as an appointment seller, would get $1,000. Um, Now, from what I noticed is that the actual person who's a closer is what they call it, the person who actually sells the deal. Um, they would get a huge commission. They would get like $9,000. But they weren't pay any sort of hourly rate, so they were basically doing what the only other job I can think of that's similar to that would be like being a home realtor. So if you're like buy like what they call a sales agent or a buyer's agent, if you're helping sell or buy real estate property or houses or homes, those people usually get a commission and no hourly rate. But yeah, basically the company ended up going south really quickly as soon as they stopped paying the appointment setters. And within a very short time, that company ended up going bankrupt because nobody was wanting to work for free. And I think the actual company, whenever they would sell solar panels, they like, for example, if I would make like 500, the person who closes on the contract would maybe make 9,000. The company would make like 50,000. That's like kind of an idea as to how much they're making. And all they have to do is, basically, they don't even send their own guys to put solar panels on the roofs. They were like going in, they'll pay like those, immigrant workers or migrant workers to go and put the solar panels on the roof. But that was their system, and they were successful when our interest rates were low. Like if somebody wasn't, didn't have 50,000 to pay for solar panels, they could finance it through some bank, and the interest rate would be maybe like 1%. Now the interest rate is like 8%, if not higher. And because of that, nobody wanted to get any solar panels anymore.
No. Okay, sorry, bro. I think my PC just shat itself. It. I don't even know what happened. So I've been gone for like the last 2 minutes.
Oh, well, basically, to summarize it, the solar panel company they just stopped paying everybody, and from there we just like stopped, working there. Um, but yeah, and then like I think summer of 2022, I went to Russia for like a month. Um, wasn't really a fan of it because like, well, didn't really have anybody to talk to for most part, because my uncle had passed away. Um,
Yeah.
my uncle had, two sons. One of his sons, the one that I liked or was, friends with, um, he passed away in 2016, so even earlier due to I think some kind of heart-related condition or illness. Um, the other son, who is I think like 35 or something, so he's about 8 or 9 years older than me. Um, he has a wife and 3 kids, and um, I've barely ever been able to see him. He hardly ever talks to me, and he won't call me unless I try to call him. Um,
Right.
so it was not really any kind of an actual good friendship or anything. But I wasn't able to find any. Actually, what did I end up doing? Oh, I after we came back to the U.S. or to the States, I tried going back to the hardware store where I used to work, and the hardware store they changed management and it got a lot worse than when I was there before, working there for about 3, 4 years. Um, what ended up happening was uh, they told me I was going to act because I had prior experience in selling solar panels. They wanted for me to basically get paid to sell solar panels inside the store. And I said, sure, let's do that. Um, and they gave me a good hourly rate. I think it was like maybe, what was it, like 16, $17 an hour, maybe even higher. Um, wasn't very high. I think it was maybe like a little bit slightly more than what I was making at the grocery store. Um, grocery store, I want to say I was probably making like 16.25 or 16.40, and I think the hardware store paid me like maybe 16.50. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, barely anything more. But what's funny is that as soon as I got the job, last minute they decided to switch the position on me. They said, no, we're gonna move you from selling solar panels to selling appliances. So, refrigerators, microwaves, ovens, and all that. And I'm like, well, wait a second, guys. You didn't tell me this was, I didn't, this is not what I agreed to, but all right. If you're going to, train me how to sell it, then yeah. But it turns out what they wanted was not a salesman. They wanted a guy who was an inventory, I guess, coordinator. So what they wanted for me to do was to get on like forklifts and heavy machinery and move appliances everywhere. And they wanted for me to be a person who would like try to sell appliances to these, people who come into the store. Um, and I'm like, okay, fine. I guess I'll do it because I didn't have another job lined up. And then first day on the actual like job, they throw me out into the outside like lawn and garden center and they have me trying to sell bags of soil and rock and like do like what's called like a laborer's job where you have to pick up the rocks and putting into like a truck or a basket or something. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to hurt myself. And then, I started complaining about, hey, this is not what I signed up to and you keep switching positions on me. And um, what they ended up doing was they threw me into like a group of other workers and they had us trying to move heavy fences with like razor wire or barbed wire on the fences. And I was the only guy who knew where to go and get gloves. So I had like safety gloves on and I said, well, why am I doing this? This is not my position. This is what I did when I first worked here. when y'all were, paying me like, because I didn't have any education or, management experience and all that. And what ended up happening was everybody around me ended up getting hurt, and they were cutting their hands from the sharp metal and the wire. And after that, I was like, no, I'm not going to work here, and I ended up quitting that day. Um, but after that,
That sounds like a whole can of legal issues that you could like,
yeah,
I guess,
but
sue them for. Did
unfortunately,
you
I
ever
don't
sign
have.
a contract stating your position?
What's that? Did I sign a contract to do what?
That would like describe your position.
No, well, their position is very vague. It's like store associate or team member, and it'll always be like this weird, vague title or for a position. And they would always, do whatever they can to be able to move you around. And they would always be like, "Oh, well, you signed up that you would be willing to do cross training," or or they'll be like, you follow what we're saying, or we're going to, get rid of you for
Cross training. So they did they actually give you training though?
their training is like, sit at a computer and watch a video. So no hands-on training.
That's not adequate.
Yeah, but that's their system with that company, and it's what
So what do
sucks
you
is it's
just turn around and go, well, no, you didn't train me properly?
well, yeah, that's what I started arguing. And one time I did try to get back into one of my old original position, which was selling like hand tools, um, and then like what they call a hardware section. So we would be selling like nuts and bolts and like maybe fasteners or screws and kind of like small stuff, nothing heavy. So no heavy lifting. I tried doing that, and then they got on me saying, "Oh, this is not where we sent you." And I was like, "Well, you all told me to go focus on customer service and customer satisfaction and help and all that." And we end up getting like into arguments with management. And the funniest part is they never showed me who my supervisor was, and it turns out that whoever was the supervisor quit, and
Yeah.
they had a vacant position. And when I told them in the beginning that when I first applied there, I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a management position, and I have a degree. I have 2 degrees, plus if you consider like the prior work experience and the other management role stuff." They didn't care about that. They just wanted to do what they wanted, basically. And
Right.
compared to what they were before, what I turns out what happened was the general manager was basically trying to delegate everything to his like new team of like assistant managers. And it was just a big mess. Like the original GM who I worked with, he ended up uh, he was apparently promoted to a corporate position. Um, a lot of the assistant managers who I worked with, most of them left or quit, and the only people who stayed were those who I didn't really, well, a lot of teammates didn't really like. Um, there was one in particular that I ended up having to avoid. A few managers were promoted to higher tier management. Some of them people were okay with, some of them people did not like. Um, but the worst part is like instead of doing what they did before, which would be like um, they would hire somebody on. Then there would be like mandatory drug testing, which was this company was the only company I know who actually did mandatory drug testing prior to putting you on the job. Um,
Employment. Yeah.
and afterwards, they would give you several presentations, then make you train for at least a week or two on a computer to kind of learn the basics, and then maybe they would go and kind of show you like a supervisor and then somebody who would train you. And that's what they used to do. And then they would expect you to be like in a training period for maybe 30 days or 60 days, in some cases even up to 90 days. Um, Kind of depends on what it is and how you grasp everything. Um, but now they don't do any presentations. They throw you at a computer. They give you like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days, and then they start yelling at you if you're not staring at this computer nonstop. Um, and it's just a big mess. So after I quit the hardware store the second time, this was like maybe right towards the end of summer of 2022. For a very long time, I was not able to find any work of any sort. The only thing I had left was maybe eBay. And then occasionally, I think I maybe had one or two interpreter jobs, but they are very, it's not easy to get work from that because it's very highly competitive. Um, but I do get like people who, um, like if I do get a job, I usually get paid at least $100 for maybe like an hour or two of work, which is, fine. Um, but I don't, I'm still technically contracted to be an interpreter, but they're not sending me any sort of jobs at all for some reason. So what ended up happening
Right.
eventually, we end up having these new neighbors, these Turkish neighbors who also knew Russian or how to speak Russian, and end up being friends with them. And I know October of 2022, I started getting these like health issues or health problems, which was mainly like abdominal pain and a bunch of other issues. And like, I think what ended up happening around like August and September of 2022, I ended up gaining a bunch of weight. I ended up getting, God, let's see, I'm trying to do the conversions in my head right now. So in pounds, I probably got up to around 260 or 275 pounds. What is that in kilograms? And I'm about,
117?
yeah, like something like,
I didn't Google it, I swear. No, I did.
I want to say it was like 120 or 125 or something like that, something really high.
Yeah.
Because I do, I convert to kilograms and metric when I go outside the US. What's 270? Yeah, probably was like kilograms, probably like 125 at my highest. Um,
Yeah, it's 120.
yeah, I ended up getting into the emergency department, or what we call the ER, for abdominal pain, and they thought I had appendicitis. They checked, and luckily I did not have appendicitis, and they just gave me like pain medications and sent me home. Um, and then I started trying to figure out, okay, how do I get health insurance? And then I started having these like issues about health, and eventually I started eventually getting on an actual diet and losing weight. And I dropped my weight
Yeah.
down. Let's see, in pounds, I think the lowest within recent times or recent memory. Um, because I know when I first went to the doctor, first time after getting health insurance, I think I weighed 227. So I did lose some pounds, and then later ended up dropping down to about
Mm-hmm.
215. I haven't gotten down to 200 yet. So what's 215 in kilograms? So about 60 pounds I lost. So about 30 kilograms. Is that what I'm thinking?
So did you end up figuring out what the problem was? Or what the cause of it was?
So, in terms of the health stuff, no. Well, actually, I had a pretty good idea as to what happened. Um,
Yeah.
I I think it was maybe two things.
Stress?
Well, stress being part of it. Um, I think what ended up happening was, I have a grandfather who had a stroke back in 2014, which caused his left side to be somewhat paralyzed. Um, he can
Yeah.
barely move his arm, and his leg was fine. Um, but he was having issues with mobility. And I think what ended up happening was I was helping him like move, and I hurt my back. And with back pain, it can radiate to the front. And I think what happened was probably there was like a disc or a pinched nerve, and that nerve pain radiated from my back to my front abdomen. But because it was like lower right side, I was getting concerned that it wasn't my back. I thought maybe it was like my stomach or maybe like my liver or something like that. Now, I don't drink, I don't smoke or anything, so I'm basically clean in terms of that. I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that, even though I know many people who do.
Yeah.
I'm truthfully clean in that sense. Um, so I'm started doing research, and I was like, what in the world is causing this pain? And I thought it was maybe from eating fatty foods, so like fried foods, because I had neighbors who like to eat a lot of deep fried like dough with like meat. Um, and
Okay.
yeah, and I think maybe from eating that food was probably what made me get sick. Or my other theory is probably I ended up getting some kind of food poisoning. So I never truly found out what it was. When I went to the doctor, I talked to the doctor and I was like, hey, what's going on? And they thought, well, it's hard to say exactly. Maybe it was maybe your gallbladder, maybe it was something completely different, maybe kidneys. And so they were just kind of speculating at that point. So the first thing they did was they ran some tests to figure out what's going on. So first thing they checked was to see, oh, because I was such at a big weight, they wanted to check and see, if was I ever diabetic? Did I ever have diabetes? They checked, sugar. They checked A1C, did everything in relation to diabetes, and I was perfect. My blood sugar was perfect. It wasn't elevated. It wasn't lower by any means. It was like right in the middle of what it should be. Which I was really surprised because I have a lot of people in my family who have type 2 diabetes. Um, so they did more testing. Um, the only thing that comes to mind that I can think of back then initially was I had um, low vitamin D, which is you get from like you. Well, vitamin D is from usually you get that from sunshine, being outdoors.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, just start taking vitamin D supplements, once a day, nothing crazy. So I started doing that. Then they started doing like more blood work, and then they realized that I had several weird test results involving my immune system, and they were trying to figure out, what's going on. They thought maybe it was like I had maybe either, and they were kind of stuck. They thought maybe it was either a kidney issue or maybe a blood disorder. And so they first sent me to a hematologist or a blood doctor. They did a bunch of tests. They first tested to see did I have by chance like a blood cancer, which was negative. So they're like, okay, well, you shouldn't even have a blood cancer because you're so young. Most people who have these kind of test results um, are usually old people who have, and they have a blood cancer. I don't remember what it's called, mono something. And so that's all negative. And then they start doing more test results. The next thing they find out is that iron, my iron is low, and that I had what was it called? My red blood cells. I had like an increased amount of red blood cells, and the size of the red blood cells were smaller than what they consider to be normal. But they haven't figured out what it is. They haven't given me any kind of diagnosis or anything. So like, all right, we're just gonna keep doing tests. And they keep doing tests, and my hematologist starts talking to other fellow colleagues of hers, and um, eventually she ended up like leaning towards, okay, maybe it's a kidney issue. Um, so they did some more issues and more issues. They couldn't find anything, and the only thing that looked weird is that they did find like elevated protein in the urine. And what they decided, what more than likely it is either that it is stress related, or I was at some point very dehydrated, or they thought maybe I had like some kind of an infection. So whatever it is, it's not like major, and it's not something that would cause for very urgent concern. And so then I ended up going to a kidney doctor. Kidney doctor did a CT scan, and they said CT scan shows that your kidneys are normal. Let's do some more, let's look at your prior blood work and urinalysis and everything. And again, kidney doctor agrees. Well, everything looks fine here. So they started doing more tests. Um, but a few things look weird, like protein levels are higher than usual, so they still think it's stress. I think it's more than likely stress. Um, but other than that, they're like doing a bunch of tests, kind of like what I call guinea pigging, to figure out what's going on. They want to do tests for like hepatitis. I think they had a list of stuff like HIV was on the list. Even though that's like, well, that shouldn't be something that's out there. Um, they want to do like an anemia profile. Um, but other than that, I know the kidney doctor, the only thing they said was they want me to eventually get off of taking vitamin D. Um, so yeah, that's basically what I can kind of talk about without revealing too much information. So
Yeah.
yeah, so right now I'm not even taking any kind of medications or anything. The only thing I'm taking is just like vitamin D, iron, and vitamin C, and that's it. And
Right.
otherwise,
Okay.
yeah, my main thing is just I've been trying to get the weight down, but unfortunately the weight has gone up a little bit, especially last February. It went up to about 238, 239, which in kilograms, I'm sorry, what's 238? So we're looking at about 108 in kilograms. Um, I did manage to bring it down to 231, which is about 104, but today it's at 105, 105 and a half, or 0.687 if you want to get technical. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to get my weight down. Talking with Yume, or also known as Uchap. I don't know if you remember who that is. He's been encouraging me to lose weight as well. But I think more than likely what's going on health wise is just stress. Um, so what I ended up eventually doing, through my neighbors, I found a new job working in the area of home health care. So what that is basically, I get paid by the state government to take care of my grandparents, and my pay rate is actually fairly good. It's like as much as a regular job, or if not, maybe even slightly more. So it's an at-home work at home job. I do have to like do some charting and record like things that I've done in terms of home health care. Um, but I was getting paid like $16 and some change, but now it's almost $20 an hour in US
Shit.
dollars. Yeah,
Fucking hell.
yeah, which is not bad. What is that in New Zealand? Let's see.
Yeah. That's like $30 or something.
Yeah, I'll even give you my exact pay rate. It's $19.76 in New Zealand. That's $33.38 New Zealand per hour. And I work 48 hours a week. So and we also get a
You don't need
monthly.
qualifications for that?
I do need to get CPR certified. So I do have like CPR and first aid certification, but it's extremely easy to get that. Like you can go online,
Yeah,
answer
that's
4 or 5 questions, and then print out an actual certificate from a national organization.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very
That's
easy, but
something. I mean, yeah.
it is something that I've been encouraging people to take a look into, if they have something similar and perhaps in their area. Now, I know it varies by state and by country and all that. I have no clue if even New Zealand would have a similar program. I know in Russia they do not, for as far as I know. Um, in the US, it's kind of a unique system that barely anybody knows about. Um, it's my neighbors, they did a bunch of digging, and it as soon as one person finds out, it starts spreading like a wildfire. Everybody wants to get into that job. Um, but so I have that home health job, and I'm also still selling on eBay. I have a whole room full of stuff that I'm selling on eBay. Um, but right now, I mean, the sales have not been like growing, but it's been kind of plateauing for a long time now. Um, So I think off of eBay and the home health job, I probably make something like around 3,500 to 4,000 a month, maybe even slightly more. Um, so I feel safe. I could say that somewhere around 4,000 a month, but I don't know exactly because taxes take a portion of that, and then I have a bunch of other fees I have to pay, like eBay seller fees. Then I have to do shipping costs here and there. Um, and then real life stuff. The only thing that comes to mind is like utilities and maybe car insurance payments every once in a while and gas. But yeah, right now I'm trying to find another job to possibly get into, but I haven't found anything. And I even tried to go back to my old jobs. Like I used to work at a movie theater. I tried going to the movie theater, and every time I applied there, they declined my application almost immediately. And my friend who used to work there, he found out that what ended up happening was the general manager quit. And they had like a bunch of general managers who kept changing. And the current general manager only hires people who he like in his like group of friends, basically. Um, I could go into more details. I have rumors that the guy is racist and only selects from certain groups, but I don't know. I cannot confirm or deny that because I have no information on that. But yeah, and they were only offering like maybe $11 or $12 an hour to my friend. Um, but right now, I don't know. The economy is a little weird right now. So we're thinking maybe with the next presidential term, it's going to help. Because technically here in the States, at least in my state, minimum wage is still 7.25 an hour. But most places around here do have a decency to try to pay around 10 to 15 an hour. If you're really lucky, you may be able to find something between 16 to 20, but that's very rare. Like I'm lucky, and I think a few other neighbors are doing it, but for the most part, people who I know who are successful in terms of like making good money, and I can tell you a few nice stories, are basically business owners or people who start their own business.
Yeah. I
Um,
was about to say, like, you seem to be doing a lot of
like entrepreneur
applying
stuff.
for non-qualified. No, no, I was gonna say you seem to be applying for like a lot of non-qualified work, whereas I feel like if you want to earn good money in the long term, you kind of have to either get a qualification, go into a trade, or start your own business.
Right, and I've done some of that. So, when was this? So around the time when I was working at the grocery store, I want to say this was like 2020, 2021, and then maybe a little bit of 2022. I did actually start kind of my own business in doing car cleaning and car detailing. So basically, clients would have an old car that's junked up, has a bunch of trash, probably has like mud and dirt and stuff everywhere, and they want it to look good. So I would go in and clean cars, and I did gain a little bit of experience at the hardware store because we did right before I left the original time when I left it at the hardware or worked at a hardware store. We were starting to get into selling automotive parts and automotive cleaning supplies. So we were selling vacuums, all the different accessories and attachments, cleaning supplies, car filters, air filters, and all that. So what I ended up doing was I started advertising on Facebook,
Yeah.
and through Facebook, I was able to get my first clients, and I eventually created a whole client list of about 50 clients. And then I got real lucky. A guy who owned his own local logistics company got in contact with me, and I ended up getting into a contract where I would clean semi trucks. And within about 1 year, I probably made off of just as a side job here and there. I made something like 15,000 in 1 year, which was not bad. Um, Considering that I was also working full time at the grocery store, and I think I was doing like a bunch of other stuff. But then I stopped doing the car cleaning and detailing stuff probably a few months after my uncle passed away due to different reasons. I think the main reason was that the logistics company, they left Charlotte and then they moved down south to Florida. So that I lost my main customer there. Um, and I haven't really done any kind of like business stuff other than maybe eBay. Um, and I'm going to try to get probably uh, if I really want to make money, I'm at this point I'm kind of leaning towards getting back into starting up my own business, which I've tried to do that again um, with my Turkish neighbors because they have a one guy who owns a garage and does automotive work, but their stuff is kind of a mess here and there, and I've been trying to get like at least an idea how their business operates, and they can't even give me like any information. And and I have a suspicion that something really weird is going on with their money management because sometimes they have a ton of money, and then next thing I know, oh, we don't have any money. We need help to get to pay for rent for the garage.
Yeah.
And then they claim, oh, we don't have money to pay our workers. We don't have this and that. So I don't know if they're just like their work is fluctuating or what's going on. And with my my business background and the fact that I have 2 degrees, one in business administration and then another one in management, I should be able to help them out to some degree. Because they were
But
asking
they
me
don't
to.
want it.
What's that?
But they don't want it.
Well, what's weird was that at one point they wanted my help. They wanted to bring me onto their team and for me to work as like an office administrator. However, they never discussed the actual pay, what kind of schedule. They were thinking it was going to be maybe part-time or full-time, and they didn't know for what exactly it would be. Um, then I said, well, how about let me know what you want to do, and they could never tell me an actual rate. And I think what ended up happening was sometime around the beginning of this year, I brought up the idea of what about like a commission, and I told them, well, how about this? I'll do my work, but for each project, you give me percent of sales. And they immediately agreed to that. They said, "Oh, we'll give you 10% of whatever the job is." And I think what ended up happening was that like they went. I think what ended up happening was I found them like 2 or 3 different jobs, um, like local jobs, and they never got up. They never like followed up with me, and I kept like trying to help. Either they would like never. I don't remember what happened. It was like few jobs they never like followed up in paying for me, like paying my like commission. But then I think what ended up happening was like I got into an automobile accident, like a minor one, and they basically gave me a huge discount on the service of my car. Um, but it was like never. It turned more into like a mutual relationship. Like it wasn't an actual job. Like I would help them out, and then they would help me out. So in terms of it being like a business, it never grew into that. And but they would like come to me for occasional help for like, oh, can you help us create like a template for an invoice document? And I said, well, I'll create it like an example invoice document. And they looked at it and they said, oh, it's exactly what we needed. And then they started asking me like more legal questions, like, oh, how do I open up a limited liability corporation? Because if someone tries to sue us, I don't want to lose my money and all that. And when they start asking me questions like that, I was like, this is more legal stuff. You should either look online or get in touch with actual like a business lawyer. I'm not a business lawyer, but they never did that. Then they started getting into all these random episodes of like financial um, trouble or help, or it's hard to even explain it because either somebody gets sick, they need money for treatment, or and in which that somebody gets sick seems to be happening almost once a month for them, if not more frequent. So I wasn't sure what that was about. Then they had issues with their like living situation. They were trying to get a place to live, and they apparently were like living all together in one apartment or something, and then that turned into, oh, we found a new apartment, and then they apparently decided to co-lease it to somebody else. And these new people were like illegal migrants who didn't want to pay for their rent, and then they had to figure out how do we get these people out, and it turned into a huge mess basically for them. So
Right.
yeah, so basically right now it's like either like the only thing that comes to mind is either somehow I get something actually set up with them, or the next thing is I just flat out just set my own um like company up or my own business up, and then I'll just delegate the work to them. But I have to come up with a system where they get their money. But the problem is with COVID and all the recent inflation, I have to completely restructure the process of what it is because it used to be I'll get paid somewhere around like $60 to $100 to clean the interior of a car, or it would be like maybe $150 to clean both the inside and outside of a car, which is like a fair rate because there were a lot of I had a lot of competition that were charging higher rates. And I figured, well, I don't have the biggest high-end tools. Like I don't have a full-on pressure washer. I don't have a truck with like gallons and barrels on the truck. Um, and those people were doing more like high-end cleaning or detailing to get cars ready for like a car show or automobile show. And they were charging like 200 or 300 or higher even. Some people were even charging like 600 or 700 to completely do some of the work as starting rates. Some of them even go higher than that. Um, but I think what ended up happening was I stuck with the semi trucks, and before COVID and then before inflation, I was charging. They were paying me actually. We ended up finding like a set rate, and it was a fixed rate per truck. And I think it was $150 per truck. And I'll have weeks where it's like one truck, or I've had even like one day where they gave me 6 or 7 semi trucks in one day to complete, and ended up spending the whole like early morning through the whole into the evening working on all their semi trucks. And at first was by myself, and then I had family who would help me as well. I had like maybe 2 or 3 people, and then family kind of left out of doing that, and I tried hiring one of my neighbors. And it was a young kid, and I think I was like around 25 at that time, and this neighbor's kid was maybe like 19. Um, and I could tell that he never worked a day in his life because as soon as I told him, "Hey, can you help me in this? Do this," what he would do is he would go and either disappear, or in one case, we went to one lady's house, um, and she had a minivan, and she had this brick wall right behind the minivan. My guy that I hired, he ended up climbing this brick wall and sitting on the brick wall and playing on his phone while I'm actually doing work on the car. And after that day, I never hired him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been rough with
Yeah,
that.
no. The terminal always doing that?
What's that?
Oh, wait. So were you there with him while he was working?
Yeah, I was there with him. I was it was a two-person team or two-man team. It was myself and then my neighbor. And we're working on
Yeah.
this car, and this kid decides to go hop on the wall and sit on the wall. Yeah, I kept telling him to come and help me, and he didn't want to.
Did you not talk to him?
Did I what?
Oh, so you did talk to him.
Yeah, I did talk to him, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to work anymore doing this and that." I'm like, "All right, if you don't know, you know, let me know when you actually do know if you want to work." You know, that kind of conversation,
Yeah.
unfortunately, had to happen. But what I've started noticing now, the people who are making really big money, at least in my city, I know one guy who does like house cleaning, but he has a team of like 3 or 4 groups or 3 or 4 little teams that he manages, and each team has like 3 or 4 people, and within a week they manage to clean like 60 homes, and he makes really
Yeah.
good money doing that. But like people are. I'm trying to think who else I know. Like one of my ex's like husbands decided to do this weird like construction company real estate investment, and they're making a bunch of money now too. Like they bought a piece of land or plot of land for $100,000. They built a house. I don't know for how much. They sold that house for 540,000. Now they're buying a plot of land for $1 million, and the sky's the limit from there. They're doing a bunch of construction jobs, and they're doing it in like several counties and several cities in our area. I have
Right.
right, and I'm not happy that this ex of mine um, has more money than I do, so I'm very unhappy about that. Um, then I have a half brother, so my father's like first wife. I don't have a good, well, I don't. It's hard to communicate with him, so I don't really have much of a relationship with him. But he used to be an insurance lawyer. So basically, if somebody's trying to get money from an insurance company, he would help clients basically sue the insurance companies. And he was doing this in the state of Florida. He lived in Tampa, Florida. But I would very rarely ever see him or get to talk to him. Apparently, what happened was he had somehow sold this insurance firm or company of his, like, or law firm, to a major law firm based in New York City. And there's a rumor going around that he apparently sold this company for $250 million. And we've been trying to find out. And of course, as soon as that rumor spreads, my half brother disappears. He's yeah, somewhere in Florida apparently is where he's at. But he doesn't answer nobody's phone calls, nobody's messages, no emails, no nothing. And yeah, so something really sketchy is going on. And he's from my American side of the family. So, he's like your typical American. So no, doesn't know any other any other language than English. And the only thing that comes to mind is that, my dad was trying to find out what's going on. He thinks this is a big lie that my half brother is spreading. But my dad is actually, unfortunately, a nobody. He doesn't have any money at all. Um, he was a former psychology professor and taught like introduction to psychology, but then he did that barely any work from that, and then quit that job. And then after that, he never really did a regular full-time job. And then, unfortunately, his tactic in living in life was basically finding some lady and convincing this said lady to let him live with her for free. And then he basically lives off whatever lady he finds. And so, yeah, my dad basically does that tactic in life. But
Right. Have
yeah,
you tried to get him out of that?
what? What
Have
did
you
you?
like talked to him about how moral that is? Or does he just not give a shit?
Well, I've tried talking to him. I think in the past he just didn't care at all. Because like I've made videos about him talking about him, and then I suspect that he's having memory issues now. However, I have never been told of an official diagnosis of like dementia or Alzheimer's or anything to that area. But he lives 2 states away from me. He lives in Georgia, lives kind of towards Atlanta, Georgia, which for me would be about maybe a 6.5 hour drive for me. And because it's so far away, I've never driven to visit him. We do occasionally chat on a phone call or a video call, but he does very weird things to the point where I do think he does have memory issues. Like, he'll forget who he's talking to, or he'll forget where he's living, or in a few incidences, he ended up having these almost like psychotic or schizophrenic episodes where he thinks he's like somebody else, or he has these hallucinations. One time he called me at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, um, complaining that he was and I think what happened was his care or this lady who was he's living with now. She calls me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she says, "Your father has gone utterly, completely insane." And then she passes the phone to him, and he's saying to me, or he starts calling me like a different name. Like he calls me, what did he call me? Sash or Sosh or something like that. And I don't know who he was referring to. But he calls me some kind of bogus name, and he says, "I need your help, Sosh or Sash or whatever. And there's a school bus at the end of the street. It's on fire. I need your help." And then he starts talking about some library. "I need you to come save the library. They're going to come and invade the library. They want to set the books on fire. But don't call the authorities. Don't. You need to call the sheriff. I need you to call the sheriff." And so he has these like crazy imaginary like episodes, or he'll have in the middle of a conversation he starts like coming up with this like fantasy. Like one time he thought that he was like still teaching at a school, and he said, "Oh, uh, I went up to such and such little town to go teach a class, but we had a flood. I had to build a raft. We had to cut down trees. We built a raft and we're floating on the river. And I had to save your brother." Or he'll like name somebody who I don't know. And "oh, so and so almost drowned. I had to dive into the water and save it and pull him out of the water." And and the guy, clearly is like out of it or something. But then he calls me up
Yeah.
randomly saying, "Oh, I need help with money. Can you send me money or can you help me find a job?" And unfortunately, that's become a whole big mess with him. So what I'm trying to do now, um, apparently my half brother is paying my father somewhere in the neighborhood between $6,000 to $9,000 a month for his health care, his living costs, and everything that I'm not even really familiar with. But I realized that if I can move him out of Georgia, pull him into North Carolina where I'm living here, um, I could basically get him to basically not have to even pay, maybe not even $1,000 a month. That's how cheap I can literally make
I
it.
mean, that that 26 grand sounds way like. How the fuck are you even affording that? How's that work?
So yeah, so here's how that's happening. So
Is
apparently,
that just an American thing, or is he getting like scammed somehow?
I think it's an American thing more than any. That's probably the major component in this. For
Right.
example,
Yeah,
right?
because here in New Zealand, that would never happen. That seems really bizarre to me.
Yeah, it sounds bizarre to most Americans here too. When I told my neighbors about this story, they didn't believe me, and I had to like explain in big details what happened. So right before my half brother started sending money to my father, apparently my half brother was had so he was married to I don't know what should I exactly. Unfortunately, I don't know how else to explain this, but she was a lady who was from a rich Jewish family. Her father was like a neurosurgeon. Um, she had a lot of money, and I really highly suspect that my half brother married this lady because her family had money. Um,
Yeah.
and probably more than likely that family invested in his business or law firm or whatever. But they had a divorce, and because both of them had a big significant amount of money, which I don't know how much because that's all hidden from us. That's never talked about or discussed. Um, Apparently, he was paying like $12,000 a month for child support, which
Right.
sounds crazy. But there's this rumor basically that was being spread around. Um, and then his children once they become 18 years old, they become legal adults, so he doesn't have to pay child support anymore. So that money gets freed up. And from that money, he sends some kind of amount of money to my father. So basically, his father becomes the new child support, basically. Um, so now, why is it that much for my father? Um, my father, so what ended up happening was basically when he was with my mother, he was teaching as a professor in a college. Um, then my mom and they were living. He was living with my mom an hour north of Charlotte in a small place called Salisbury, and um, my mom was basically. I think what happened was my dad was making maybe 1,000 or something, like barely any money at the college. My mom had just finished a degree in international business, and she ended up getting like a job offer, which she didn't accept, but she was getting like good offers for work. I think the best offer that she got was like from Marlboro, like the cigarette company. They wanted for her to work in like international business sales or something. They wanted for at one point they were trying to get her to work in Switzerland. But I think she was getting offered like $70,000 or $80,000 yearly salary, which my mom was very happy about it. My dad was like, "Oh, so that means I don't have to work no more. I'm gonna sit at home all the time and I'm gonna take care of the kids." That was his reaction. That, "Oh, I don't have to work anymore." And
Yeah.
unfortunately, my dad was not somebody who really could take care of kids. Like there are multiple episodes that from what I remember a little bit of, and mainly from what my mother and my grandmother said, um, that basically he would sit at home, feet on the couch or feet on the bed, watching TV, and then the kids are yelling and crying in another room. None of the kids would ever be changed if they were to, pee or poop on themselves, and that was basically him being lazy and watching TV all the time. So eventually we moved to Charlotte, right around the year 2000. Um, my mom was working restaurant jobs as a server, but she was getting good money. She was working at the high-end restaurants in Charlotte. Um, my dad, I think for a long time he didn't work, but then he found a job working for the school system, which is known as Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. He was part of a team of statisticians who were creating statistics and basically helping teachers figure out how to teach students based on their system at the school system, which was like, if we get good grades, oh, we can encourage the federal government to send more money over to our school system. So we have more money so we can do more stuff. So basically, everybody makes more money. He was part of that team, did that for a while, and then he realized that, oh, I don't like working. Let me try to piggyback off of basically his first son, who was living in Tampa, Florida at the time. And I think what ended up happening was my half brother, in addition to being an insurance lawyer, he was also trying to set up his own companies as well. Like he was trying to create his own insurance company, a credit repair company, so people who take loans out of the bank, if they get like a credit score or a bad score, he would help bring that score higher. Um, and then he also tried to do his own real estate company, basically buying homes, fixing them up, and reselling them. And my dad was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna move to Tampa, Florida, and I'm gonna have my first son help me out." So what ended up happening was around 2004, 2005, randomly it's like, "Oh, we're all going to Disney World in Florida, in Orlando, Florida," and that was his like thing. And my mom was like, "What do you mean we're all going to Disney World? What am I supposed to tell my people at work?" And so my mom had to ask off work for a week, and my dad basically convinced a few people to pay for a Disney World vacation trip. Um, and that was the only time I ever been to Disney World. So I suspect that probably
Right.
somebody from the family covered that. So, and then around 2006, 2007, or somewhere around that time period, my dad moves to Tampa, Florida without telling us. Um, and he tries to basically work for my brother. And what I think ends up happening was that my brother wasn't giving him any clients or something. And um, my dad was like, "Oh, go and sell the house in Charlotte so we can all move down to Florida." And initially, my mom was like for the idea because Florida state laws have a higher paying rate than what it is in North Carolina. I think North Carolina was like 7.25, and I think Florida was either $9 or $11, um, their minimum wage at the time. So my mom was for the idea because she thought it was an opportunity to make more money. But then she realized, well, wait a second, we're gonna lose all of our connections here in Charlotte. I already have a job, and how long is it going to take for me to find a job over there? And plus, my mom's parents or my grandparents were over here, and my mom was starting to have to try to take care of them. Um, who's calling me? Let's see. Alex is calling me.
I do.
All right. So,
Yo,
so yeah, what ended up happening was my dad.
hey, Thigh.
What's that?
Dude, I have to go. I've actually been on break this whole time. I have to go back to work now.
All right.
But yeah, I'll have to catch up with you sometime else to continue this, bro.
Yeah,
This is like
it's a
some
very
fucking drama shit that to be on TV.
it is, it is. I've made videos about this before talking to other people, but yeah, I'll be glad to tell you more about it when you get a chance. All right,
Sweet. I
all
might
right,
catch you tonight after work, but have a good one, bro.
all right. Talk to you later, Farrell. All right, Alex,
See you,
you
man.
there?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I thought y'all were done like talking and shit. That's why I called you in DM. Because they didn't say like.
No, well, I was trying to tell him about like my whole like uh story, I guess, right? Um, we're talking about my dad and money and all that. Um, but it went into this like big old drama story.
Mm.
Kind of an interesting story, I guess. So, how long have I been streaming? An hour and 42 minutes. So I gotta head out soon. Um, all right. Let me see who's been texting me. You were texting me. Quack was another user. Quack is one of my more recent subscribers. Tell me the progress of the RPG game. I'm looking forward to it because I've always wanted a game like this that could be that could be played multiplayer. I like Honkai Star Rail very much, but the sad thing about it is that it does not have multiplayer. All right. So I thought I told Quack about my RPG game. Oh, let me see if I can add Quack to our call. That'd be even easier. So I can
Bro, you
tell him
gonna be adding people. Who the fuck is Quack?
Quack is one of my recent subscribers. You want to know about my? Is it not one that answer?
He's shy, bro, or she, whatever.
Truth be told, I don't remember who this is exactly, but he was asking me about my game.
Tell me a Jolly Rancher because my dick is hard.
All right. So, all right. So my friend Quack wants to know how the RPG game is going. Let me see if I can pull that up right quick. Did I talk to you about the RPG game, Alex?
Yeah, yesterday when you were talking about it.
I got you. Okay. Um,
Bro, I'm working on this fucking Cold War assignment.
Cold.
Bro, I was working on it while y'all like talking about stories and stuff about your life.
Well, how's your assignment going?
It's a research project, bro. It's like a packet for like 7 pages, bro.
Why is it so much work? What do you have to do? A research? You said a research
Oh,
project.
yeah, bro. Like answer questions and shit,
That's crazy.
bro. Bro, why am I still learning about World War II and Cold War, even though I already learned about it like last year? Because
Oh,
last year I had world history.
you taking U.S.
It's
history?
so boring, bro. No, American history right now this year.
Oh, that would be why. Because you're taking American history, you gotta cover that.
Yeah, it's boring. It's boring, bro. Even though I already know the fucking war outcome and shit, you know?
I'm like, why am I not seeing? Why am I not seeing the game? I want to show Quack the game here. All right, so this is Roblox Studio. All right, I told Quack to take a look at my. All right, let me send him a link to this live stream. Trying to tell Quack to hop on the live stream. All right, we'll see if he'll. I don't know if he'll answer or not. So yeah, the RPG game. Yeah, Quack was asking me about the RPG game. I was building a lot of stuff with Oh, I gotta fix stuff. I I made changes in the game, but like I forgot to save the changes. So I gotta go and fix everything now. So 1, 2, 3. Those items need to be anchored. File save to Roblox and file publish to Roblox. All right, cool. So yeah, I was building in Roblox Studio the RPG game with another guy or friend called Subspace Tripmind that I believe you remember Alex from the other day, right? Remember that guy we were talking about Subspace Tripmine, the bombs?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we were doing some furniture building, home design. So yeah, basically it's kinda the idea is like it's ripping off some of the collecting stuff you see in Pokemon, but it's absolutely not going to be a Pokemon game, because we don't want no animals and all that stuff here. Um, so yeah, we made like a welcome place here, you can walk around. Why answer me? I got a message from somebody. I'm busy right now. Okay, talking about the RPG game now on the live stream. Alright, so I'll tell them just go watch it whenever later on. So yeah, you basically spawn in this area, you walk around, you can talk. The idea is you will talk to people, um, but there's a few characters I have to kind of still put in, I think. So yeah, little starting house, put furniture, chairs you can sit in. There's a TV that changes colors. 2 bedrooms and all that. So yeah, I made the house here. Um, there's like a rival house, kind of like you know how in Pokemon you have a rival. Um, we're gonna do some more programming to the guy, but the guy can kind of walk around and talk. There's like a sister who you can talk to as well. Well, so besides having people you can talk to, there's a like a professor house. Um, that eventually I gotta start making changes to, or working more to changing, rather. So you go in, and then you'll pick your starter person. And there's 3 people to select from. There's a guest, or a noob, or a bacon guy, kind of like Roblox, Roblox themed, I guess, right? So you choose who's going to be your first, like, character or person, or I don't even know what to call them. User, maybe? Roblox users, right? Is that what we call them? Yeah, users. Or
I
avatars.
got 5 pages left.
Oh. But yeah, I gotta make a system where you can actually pick one of these. Hey, I'm Professor ThyCompany. Welcome to my laboratory. By the way, I gotta change this little image here. I don't know what that is exactly. Some stuff in the menu doesn't work, like the initial goodbye button does not work. But if I click like thank you or goodbye, it will then work. So I gotta figure out why there's an error in that programming. And then eventually there's going to be like what's called an electronic encyclopedia, which will be like a tool or a menu, pop-up menu, where it'll show you like what characters or users you've collected, and um, we have to come up with a system, how that's going to work. Because it could probably use a similar system to like what people use as like pets, like in all those pet collecting or simulator games. Um, I could see that as a possible thing. Um, but yeah, then I have to make like not only a collecting system, I have to start making like the dueling system or like the fighting system in the game. And then I have to make an RPG element where there's like leveling system and all that. And then like different attacks or spells you can use. So there's like little Mr. Blue guy there. And then once all that can actually get set up, then I can start putting in more of a map here. So there are some things here. And then I was working on like an actual arena. Um, so a few ideas. What would be cool? So I can think of a few options. The first option is to um, do what's based off of. There's a Roblox game called like Brick Bronze, which has a very heavy Pokemon influence in it. I could kind of do a similar system like what they have, where it's like, a field. You have one person here, another person, like a one corner, another person, another corner. They send out their like characters, and then you pick like what attack or something they're going to do, and then they do their attack. Um, but I don't know how to do that yet in terms of programming, so that's going to be tough. Especially since Brick Bronze uses actual sprites versus what I want to be actual like 3D animations. So that's going to be a tough thing to do. And I'm pretty sure that can be done with animations, but I don't know how to do that. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much the current progress, and then we have little signs here and there. So in terms of it being an RPG, I mean, yeah, it's we do have a starter map at least where people can walk around. We just need an actual area where people can fight. Which, how in the world are we going to do that? That's going to be a tough question, right? Do you happen to know any programming on Roblox, Alex? Still here, Alex? Oh, Alex may be gone now. All right, so I have to come up with something with this system. I still don't know what we're going to do. What I was thinking was doing like a camera angle situation. Let me unlock this. this part here. And then simply we could just put this off somewhere in the distance, and then, I don't know, make this a little bit bigger or something like that. So we could say like, oh, here's a cutscene or something. I don't even know how we're gonna have it angled like that, maybe. I don't know. Just ideas I'm trying to come up with. So like this would be red would be like the player. I don't know, maybe like this would be, or somewhere like this would be the opponent. This would be like I don't know, your character would be like here. The enemy characters would be like here or something. I'm just coming up with ideas more or less. All right. I got a text message from somebody. Quack said, okay, cool. So Quack is going to join the live stream, I think. I'll give Quack like another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm probably head out, and end the stream soon. So yeah, we need trees in this like little area. Kind of upgrade and then we could even make it so it's like, um, what do you call it? Where it's hold on, let's fix this trees. Or you have a camera that actually will move around here and there. So like I don't know, one scene you have it like that, and then the scene kind of slowly moves around, or it moves this way or something. So I don't know if we're going to make it like an animation, or we can make it more like a dueling system where it's kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like, oh, one player sits here, here's the character, and then there's the enemy person and enemy's character. Just ideas, I guess, more or less. And then I'll just put some grass or something in there. And then I'm just kind of brainstorming ideas here, more or less. And then we can put like, I don't know, put a fence in there or something. So like even if you're playing it this way, you got looks like it's like a little route or something. So yeah, like a little battle arena or something here, right? Yeah, as an idea, I guess. Make sure all this is anchored so we don't have any issues later on with stuff flying everywhere. Yeah, just an idea. And eventually characters will be fighting here, more or less. Just an idea. We're gonna get that all programmed somehow. How in the world will I do that? I have no idea so far. But this looks like a simple battle thing that can be used for like an animation. Let's make this a little bit larger here and there. And then I think this mini base plate, well, we'll leave that alone so we can go and save this now. So file, save the Roblox, and then file, publish to Roblox. So I have everything saved and published and updated. So yeah, that does, I guess, answers Quack's question there about the updates and all that. All right, so yeah, Quack was wondering about that. So other than that, I can let me check game development. I thought I posted photos. Oh, I did not yet. I didn't make a new photo. And actually, we can even do this. If I remember how to do it correctly. How do I make a circular platform? Yeah, that's gonna be my last thing. Make a quick circular platform. Yeah, so some game design testing I'm doing here. Okay, how do I put... How do I add a surface or something? I forgot to do that. Sucks. So how do I forget how to do that? Well, it's not a big concern. I was just trying to figure out how to get that to work. Why am I not remembering what I want? All right. Um, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of that for now. I did want to go into this model here. I was building some like some stuff here. And then the potion stuff. Yeah, and then these are just more testing stuff I was doing out of uh out of the game. Make sure that's anchored. Okay, so yeah, got rid of that extra potion thing here. So that's anchored. This is anchored. And this little potion model that I built, I'm gonna put it one here maybe, and then maybe like one here somewhere. Yeah, that looks fine. So yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to do. I gotta make a screenshot of this for Quack, because he's wondering, oh, what have you been doing, ThyCompany? Oh, ThyCompany, you lied. You're not working on a RPG game. Oh, you're trying to scam me, or some kind of in case some person is talking about something like that. I mean, there's no scam. It's an actual project that we're working on. Oh, hello. Undo that. Why did that happen? Copy. And let's put it here. And then let's let Quack know about what's going on. Yeah, so that's a little screenshot for everybody. Cool. So yeah. So so we are working on an RPG game, for those of you who are wondering. But yeah, guys, just wanted to do a quick update here to show you all what's been going on. But otherwise, guys, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in today's live stream. If you have not already, make sure to subscribe to ThyCompany. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. So if you have not already, make sure to subscribe. I say Rooster's here. Hello, Rooster. You literally have just entered when we're about to quit or end the live stream. So yeah, so make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Hit the bell icon so you do get notifications for future videos, live streams, and events of that sort. Give the video a thumbs up, like the video, and comment down below what would you like for us to cover in future live streams on the ThyCompany channel. Otherwise, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. So, shout out to Feralbox, to Alex. Who else we got here? Love. I don't know I don't understand that person. I don't know about that person. Choppa, and then also the Screaming Rooster. So yeah, Rooster, hope your game's coming along as well. I just wanted to show you all a little bit of what my studio games, how that's going. So yeah, so hopefully I can get something going on. Right now we are really trying to find programmers, and maybe people who can do animations and stuff like that, or game development people, who may be able to give some insider ideas of what to do now. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video.